Welcome to the Grow Renaissance podcast. Let's nourish the world.
Welcome to the Grow Renaissance podcast and or this video if you're watching it. In this episode, I'm going to go over the Grow NFT. So this is any NFT that currently exists and that can be purchased or transferred on the Grow blockchain. And right now there are several NFTs that are currently running on the chain. First, I want to dive into what exactly is an NFT, particularly action-based NFTs as they're used on the Grow blockchain. So first, NFT stands for non-fungible token. And what that means is essentially a token that cannot be fractionalized or duplicated, and as we use it, can have actions tied to that and can have data or a specific action tied into that NFT. So anytime we say NFT in the blockchain, we're talking about a non-fungible token that has a specific action and data that is tied to the action of that NFT. And so the first NFT that exists on the Grow blockchain is the Grow Boost NFT. And the utility of this NFT is to earn double the rewards on one Grow Smart node that you're running within your Grow blockchain account. And so right now, we're in the second year of having of the Grow distribution cycle. And so to review that quickly, we have 50 billion total supply of Grow tokens, and it is distributed daily, and then it halves every year. So the way you can decide if you're running a Grow node or multiple Grow nodes, how many tokens you're going to get every single day in the distribution is you take the number of days in the year, which is 365, you divide it by the total number of available tokens in that year. So the first year there was 25 billion tokens distributed. This year there'll be 12.5 billion, and then that will continue to cut in half. It'll take about 36, 37 years for the entire distribution of Grow to be out into the entire ecosystem. And so this year we're at 12.5 billion, starting on January 16th of 2025. So you take 365 divided by 12.5 billion, and then you divide that by the total number of active nodes. So right now we're somewhere between 25 and 26,000 active nodes. And so approximately we have about 1,400 tokens distributed every single day to every active Grow node. And so if you were to get a Grow Boost NFT and hold that inside of your Grow account, then just the action of holding that Boost NFT would double your reward. And it's one-to-one node to NFT. So let's say you had 10 nodes running. If you were running 10 nodes and you wanted to get double distribution on every single one of those 10, then you would have to have 10 Boost NFTs in your Grow account. Now, one question that we get on this often is where are these tokens coming from? So the Boost NFT, how is that being fulfilled? Well, that is coming from the Grow battery, which has been donated by community members of Grow to support the network. So all extra tokens that are coming to that distribution are coming from donated nodes, which have been purchased and run and active since the beginning of the blockchain, donated back to the community to support the chain and the growth of everything that we're doing. The second NFT is called the FarmBot NFT. So the utility of the FarmBot NFT is to mine and distribute carbon credit NFTs, which help offset carbon credits with this Grow FarmBot NFT. This is one of the big use cases of the Grow blockchain, is to have the ability to transfer the data of carbon credit assets that are being created by actions on real world farms or different projects and have them be mined. And the way that this works, and this includes some of the other NFTs I'm going to talk about later, which is the land NFT and the animal NFT, we refer to them as soul NFTs. And what that means and how we define that is a NFT is distributed and it's essentially empty. It's an empty soul. And so that soul carbon credit NFT that can be distributed by this FarmBot NFT is an empty carbon credit NFT that needs to have an oracle that can come put data into that NFT, which would then activate that NFT, and then it can be sold and transferred in a carbon credit market. And so what the FarmBot NFT does is running that farm bot allows you to get the distribution of the carbon credit NFTs as those distribute through the chain. The next NFT that's available is the delivery credit and discount NFT. So this is tied to the Nourish Mart. And so if you have a delivery credit, then this gets you $2,000 in food delivery credit. So essentially the $2,000 to buy the NFT, you can get back in food or products available on the Nourish Mart. And after that, you get 10% off of anything on the Nourish Mart. And so that's the delivery credit and discount NFT. And then we have the land NFT. This allows you to secure your property information on the blockchain with Grow's land NFT. So very similar to the carbon credit NFTs, where you have the soul, you have the empty container of an NFT that then needs information. And so when you have a land NFT, that allows you to then take any information that you want on the land and plug that into the NFT. That can then be used for a myriad of different purposes, including transferring information about that land. So one example and use case of how we can use this is when you look at farm or agricultural land that has a specific use case with specific data to either raise animals or grow a certain type of crop, all of that data can be inserted into this land, increasing the value. Let's say you were going to sell that land, you can actually sell all of it in this immutable blockchain NFT to be able to see what's happening on that land with all of the information, including water rights and other rights that are included in the land. The last NFT that's currently available on the blockchain is the animal NFT. The utility of this is to secure your livestock or even your pet information. We haven't had anybody do their pet yet, but this is particularly for livestock, agriculture animals on the blockchain with Grow's NFT. We will have an exciting announcement coming soon with a full white paper on the animal NFT of how we will be putting data inside of these NFTs and transferring those assets in the digital world matched by the real world. The first use case of this will be cattle. We currently have 3 test case partners that we are in alpha testing with on using these animal NFTs on the Grow blockchain to help grow their herd, grow their cattle, and insert information very similar to the Farm Tracer application that many of us have seen used at Royal Family Farming. So do a final review of those. We have the Grow Boost NFT, the Farm Bot NFT, the Delivery Credit and Discount NFT, the Land NFT, and the Animal NFT. So if you have any questions of these, please come into the Grow Discord. We will answer them. We will get back to you. But this is a high-level overview of those NFTs, what they do, what their utility is, and where those will be going in the future.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Grow Renaissance podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe this episode. Remember, it will take a community of us to do the best in the world and truly nourish not only ourselves, but the planet, the atmosphere, the soil, the plants, and the animals on it. So make sure you spread this message anywhere that you can.